U.S. military has targeted another suspected drug boat, this time in the Eastern Pacific. That strike killed 4, bringing the total of this military campaign to more than 20 boats and more than 80 people that the Trump administration has taken out as part of the president's military operation there. And it comes just as scrutiny around one incident, that double tap strike, is really coming to a head.
Over 80 people have been killed by alleged drug cartel strikes by our own Department of Defense. But that very first strike, the one that happened on September 2nd, is creating a lot of questions, the kind of questions that typically end a presidency.
Bill, getting an update from our Capitol Hill producers here. I'm told that the briefings just ended on the House side and that Democrat Congressman Jim Himes, the ranking member of the House Intel Committee, came out, spoke to media and said they were shown the unedited video of that second strike. And he says, quote, "What I saw in that room is one of the most troubling scenes I've ever seen in my time in public service."
Admiral, General, what's your message to the American people?
Now, the news around whether or not Hegseth ordered a double strike on September 2nd, an order that said kill them all, is a rapidly changing story. I'm sure it will have even changed since the time of this recording. But what we know so far is that there was a leak. There was a leak to the press about the fact that there was a double strike. And we know that there was video of this double strike and that people in Congress have seen this video. Those are facts that we know. But who, in addition to the Admiral Bradley, who is aware of that strike, who helped carry out that strike, who else was involved? Hegseth, Trump. What else we know about it, we do not know. Whether or not Admiral Alvin Hoseley, who resigned, publicly announced his resignation on October 16th, which happens to be the day that there were survivors on another cartel strike on October 16th. 2 people were rescued from the water in the Navy. Is it a coincidence? These things we do not know. Now, the Department of Defense is trying very hard to make sure we do not know. As you remember, they changed their policy around the press. They decided that if you are allowed a press badge, if you are allowed access to the Pentagon, an ability to have conversations off the record from members of the Pentagon that the press has done for 80 years, they decided that they no longer wanted that kind of access. They decided if you were in the press briefing room, you had to agree that you were no longer going to report unauthorized information or gather tips. They tried to restrict information. The irony, of course, is that this was leaked anyway, that there is a way of people getting the information no matter how much even Hegseth tries to stop it.
On this particular boat, have you seen any evidence that there were survivors? What intelligence have you seen?
I've been offered no briefings, and I think that's purposeful because I've been skeptical of this. So no briefings have been offered to me. We are asking for them. We are supportive of the Armed Services Committee looking into this, but this has been very selective in briefings that have been given to people, primarily given to people who are already apologists for the administration.
And do you have confidence in the Defense Secretary at this point?
I'm very, very concerned about an order that would say kill them all, kill them, after they've already been wounded, after they're drifting apart. But for some people, this is distinctly different, the second strike. I think both strikes are actually illegal. I don't think you can just name people and say, well, they've got drugs. Well, where's the proof? That's an allegation. And these people are 2,000 miles away. People don't realize these outboard boats have no capability of reaching America. It take them like 20 stops to refuel to get up here. In all likelihood, none of these boats are coming to America. It's a completely made up and false sense that we're at war, we can do whatever we want. But if Congress wants to vote on it, no, we're not at war. So they're at war if they can do whatever they want with no oversight. But if Congress were to get involved with oversight, it's not a real war. It's just a war where we name people who we don't like, we call them terrorists, and then we kill them. And then if we see them floating around in the ocean, we then re-bomb them. It's a crazy system.
It turns out, to no surprise to all of us paying attention to what's happening with Trump, is they want to restrict the access because the information is really bad. Representative Jim Hines, who saw the full tape, who saw the double strike, said it was the worst thing he had ever seen in public service. As you remember, they released that first video of just the first strike and tried to promote it as a win. They're successfully, killing these cartel members. Now, first of all, we have no idea if they're cartel members because they haven't been put on trial. There's no evidence that we have seen. Second of all, I don't think it is that difficult for our military to basically bomb and kill people on a fishing boat. That does not seem to me to be something you need to brag about. It sounds kind of embarrassing, actually, that the most powerful superpower in the world could not strike and kill people on a fishing boat. But notwithstanding that, they put out that video, but of course left out the second strike, and the representative seeing it said it was the worst thing he's seen in public service. Now, of course, there's a call now to have that full video be released. No reason not to. As I said, they already released the first part, so they can't now try to argue that somehow we can't see all of it when they've already sent us some of it. Of course, they sent us the some that made them look the best. He probably thought it was the worst thing in public life, although I haven't obviously seen the video myself, because according to him, it's an image of people who are shipwrecked, their vessel destroyed, no way of getting help or any help whatsoever, stranded in the middle of the ocean. And yet what we do, this country that used to care about things like Statue of Liberty and the rule of law and ethics, we used to think that we were the ones who would go in and help people and save people, used our military might to kill the people instead, kill the people who were not only no threat to us, but were essentially drowning. He says that video is the worst thing he's ever seen in public life.
I remember the day the first boat was struck, and Jesse told me, do you want to be on the side of narco-terrorists? And I said, no, not especially. Let's see where this goes. And now we're up to multiple boats, and it's not just Venezuelan boats. The Colombians say that one of the boats was theirs, and that 2 Colombian nationals, I think 2 or 3, were murdered when they were struck, and that they weren't drug traffickers. Now, do I know if that's the case or not? I'm not sure, but there is a reason that we're—
Don't let that stop you.
Well, don't let the Constitution stop you. And there's supposed to be oversight. As Dana mentioned, there are Republicans and Democrats alike saying, this is turning into more of a habit than just striking one boat, and that we are supposed to have a say in this. And historically speaking, and I know you're going to make fun of me, but that's why I come to work every day. Drug traffickers were considered criminals with due process rights. And this is a conversation we've been having as well about undocumented people in this country who also have due process rights, as Antonin Scalia affirmed. And I don't know if it's a good precedent or road to be going down that he's essentially starting some degree of war without Congress being able to see anything. The intel community, the people who chair these committees, are not getting to see what it is that, the basis for the actions that they're taking. And I don't think that you're going to be that comfortable with the idea of them going into Venezuelan land without there being any verification besides, Trump and Pete Hegseth said so.
So this story, although we still have so many more questions, and this story that is changing rapidly day by day, hour by hour, is the kind of event that takes down presidents. Right now, Trump's popularity is plummeting. This only helps stop his authoritarian regime.
Love this video? Support independent media and unlock exclusive content, ad-free videos, and custom emojis by becoming a paid member of our YouTube channel today. You can also gift memberships to others. Let's keep growing together.